Japanese animation is popular around the world. Cell animation is named after the transparent film cell. It involves creation of layouts from storyboards, tracing of in-betweens drawn by the animators, and coloring. The animation is made by shooting compositing in-betweens and backgrounds. Retas Pro Series is an application that covers all these processes of animation production. Stylus HD Drawing Tool covers the drawing process, from drawing of layouts, keys, and in-betweens, to drawing correction and shadow markup. Traceman HD Scanning and Tracing Tool loads the in-between drawing papers and backgrounds, and it traces the images to make them suitable for painting. Paintman HD Painting Tool covers all the finishing processes, from the painting of the in-betweens, color styling, and the application of special effects to cell check. Core Retas HD Shooting Tool allows you to composite the painted cells and backgrounds, and apply camera work and special effects to them. The Retas Pro Series digitizes animation production. A whole new form of visual expression beyond the physical limitations imposed by a camera or cell is now possible. The Retas Pro Series was released in 1993. It became the de facto standard animation production tool. More than 400 Japanese studios and many educational institutions use Retas Pro. It's also used overseas, mainly in Korea, China, and the USA. Improvements focused on functions required in the high-definition era. Now, Retas Pro has evolved to Retas Pro HD. Raster format images are a collection of pixels and requires higher resolution data according to the scale. This increases the amount of data handled. With high-definition TV or feature films, the amount of data to be handled would be even larger if working with raster format. Eventually, the limit of the CPU processing capability would be reached. The Retas Pro HD series tackles this vector image problem. By using resolution-independent vector images, you can scale without affecting the quality of the images. And 48-bit color, 16 bits per RGB channel support has been added. This better expresses the high-definition image quality. You have a whole range of features, from deep-depth scanning, great for scanning backgrounds and painting, to 48-bit output for a better showing of your images. With the Retas Pro HD series, you'll be able to work with high-resolution, high-quality images without stress. Retas Pro HD lets you reuse your works, essential for increasing your profitability. Its one-source multi-use allows you to output images to various formats, depending on the intended use. And with vector format images, you can freely set the resolution and output as an EPS or Flash format file. You can reuse your image data in a wide range of applications: feature films or publishing, which needs high resolution, Flash animation and streaming, and web contents, which need a light but high-quality image. The Retas Pro HD series offers a paperless and efficient workflow. Instructions, such as drawing, correction, and shooting directions, can all be included as data in the Scene folder. The Schedule function allows you to record the person in charge and the progress of each process. The Message Board function leaves messages to the next process. The Handwriting Memo function gives easy-to-understand instructions, letting you convey the progress history or instructions clearly. Retas Pro HD can exchange data over the internet because you only deal with digital data. without any paper-based drawing correction or direction. The Retas Pro HD series has been developed with particular attention to compatibility with previous versions and operability and usability. You can use data created with an older version in the HD series, as well as the data created with the HD series in the older version. Furthermore, you can migrate to the HD series gradually, as you can have the Retas Pro HD series implemented to a production line based on the older version. Celsius reproduced the vertical X-sheet traditionally used in the Japanese animation industry on the personal computer. Maybe because the Retas series software was designed by Japanese. This, in my opinion, is the main reason the industry could go digital smoothly, as we animators did not have to change our work style. We went digital in 1995. After us, quite a few animation studios went digital in about 5 years. I think everybody was waiting for such software. Stylus HD covers the whole drawing process, from creation of the layouts, keys, and in-betweens to drawing correction and shadow markup. Its proprietary vector map technology and advanced pen pressure detection allow you to draw just like using a real pencil. The line compensation function allows you to automatically smooth lines blurred due to a shaky hand or the tablet's slippery surface. The stroke in, stroke out function allows you to alter the line. You can gradually thicken the beginning or thin the end of a line, as if drawn using a dip pen. Auto Snap allows you to avoid jagged joints when connecting adjacent lines in a patch drawing. And the Join Line function closes gaps by dragging an interrupted line. Stylus HD lets you draw as raster data or vector data. A resolution-independent vector data image allows you to enlarge without affecting the image quality, and you can process the lines or make corrections easily. The Reshape function changes the shape of a line by picking a point on the line. The Change Width function thickens or thins a line freely just by tracing it. The Zigzag compensation function smooths the zigzags on a line just by tracing it. The shadow markup used to be drawn with color pencils on the back of the in-betweens. With Stylus HD, you can create a shadow markup layer and specify both shadow markup and highlight markup on it. For corrections to keys, use the Drawing Correction layer. You'll be able to give precise correction instructions. In-betweening is the step where you draw the transition from one key to the next. Stylus HD offers a number of functions to assist you with in-betweening. Load the images to the light table palette. Then, use off-peg registration on the keys shown transparently and displaced for in-betweening. The light table switches easily between the image you're currently drawing and the transparently displayed image. The quick motion function checks the movements while still drawing. The flipping function does a rough replay forward and backward. Use the arrow keys as if you were flipping over the drawing papers manually. The X sheet reproduces the standard vertical X sheet used in the animation industry. Key numbers and in-betweening signs are automatically transferred to the in-betweens column at the right as in-between numbers. The X sheet is equipped with the motion check function to check the in-betweens. If you have the sound file registered, it will also check the synchronization of the sound with the images. You can replay with the shadow markup shown, so you can also do a final check of the drawing process. Stylus HD is the drawing tool for animators with supreme drawing touch. PaintMan HD is a painting tool that covers all the finishing processes, from the painting of in-betweens, color styling, and special effects to cell check. It allows you to pick a color from a swatch on the color palette or a sub-palette and paint with a mouse click. PaintMan HD is equipped with various functions aimed at maximizing the efficiency of the painting process. The automatic color trace function allows you to fill the color separation lines while painting. Should a gap exist in a line, colors may spill out of the gap and you may end up with painting an unintended area. Automatic paint overflow detection is very convenient for avoiding such surprises. Gaps smaller than the number of pixels you specify are considered continuous, preventing the paint from spilling out. The extender function allows you to paint very narrow areas, which could not be reached with the ordinary fill function due to clogging. With the extender function, you pick the color and extend it from an area already painted. You can fill with rough operations of the mouse, as it only paints narrow areas. The close fill function allows you to fill 2 or more closed areas at once, just by including them in a selection. The Paint with Light Table color function allows you to pick a color from a transparently displayed image and paint. With PaintMan HD, you can use 48-bit color, 16 bits for each of the RGB channels, in addition to conventional 24-bit full color. It also allows you to manipulate the alpha channel. That is, you can add transparency to your painting. The improved airbrush function allows you to link the thickness or darkness of the airbrush to the pen pressure on the tablet. The airbrush effect function allows you to smooth the border between 2 colors selected using the mouse. The gradient function can now handle 3 or more colors, as well as transparent colors. You can manipulate the gradient to make it linear, radial, or any other shape. Uniformity in the colors is important for controlling quality. PaintMan HD is equipped with convenient color styling functions. It allows you to easily extract colors from painted cells and create a color chart. Or detect the difference between 2 painted cells and create a color replace settings file. Then, using batch process, change all the colors in an already painted cell at once. PaintMan HD is the digital painting tool that allows you to work efficiently and attain high-quality finishing. Core Retas HD is a shooting tool that allows you to combine painted cells and backgrounds and apply camera work and special effects to them. It truly reproduces shooting techniques unique to the animation industry. Basic shooting is simple. The materials you load are displayed on a stage window. There, you overlap cells to backgrounds or adjust the coordinates according to the shooting X sheet. Combined materials where each was drawn separately become inconsistent when moved, as each one has its own coordinates. The peg bar function allows you to group the materials and move or rotate or enlarge or reduce as one drawing. By setting the starting and end frames, you can generate the camera movement automatically. The in-betweening palette allows you to set various types of movement, such as uniform, acceleration, and sign. The parent-child peg bars function allows you to associate peg bars with their own movement in a parent-child connection for creating a complex movement. The motion path function allows you to move the camera along a free-form curve drawn on the stage window. It also allows you to orient the camera in the direction of movement automatically. The 3D camera work function allows you to arrange the images on the cells and background spatially and move and rotate the camera in a 3D space. With images in conventional raster data format, line width becomes wider when subjected to zooming or truck up. But with images in vector data format, you can control the line width in accordance with the scale and keep it constant. Core Retas HD provides you with various special effects, such as effect and blend. Core Retas HD is equipped with a wide variety of more than 60 types of effect filters, classified in categories such as blur, sharpen, noise, light, tone adjustment, and distortion. Furthermore, you can use the effect set to register a combination of frequently used filters or create your own original effect filter. It's also equipped with multiple blending modes, such as add, screen, and burn. Core Retas HD is equipped with a new high-speed rendering engine, which combined with the intelligent caching function, allows you to get considerably high rendering speed. Compared with the older version, it's now 3 to 10 times quicker. Core Retas HD allows you to output the images you produced to files of appropriate format and as graphics or animation, depending on their use. For images saved as vector data, you can set their resolution freely and output to an EPS or Flash format file. You can output the same material to both high-resolution feature films or publication, and light but high-quality images for mobile or web contents. Core Retas HD is the shooting tool that combines a wide variety of expressions and high-speed rendering. TraceMan HD is a scanning and tracing tool that supports 48-bit scanning and vector tracing. The TraceMan HD scanning function allows you to efficiently load large amounts of in-betweens. AutoScan loads images continuously. And you can name them using sequential numbers and sort them into folders according to use. For color scans, it supports 48-bit scanning, 16 bits for each of the RGB channels. That's double the conventional color depth. Traceman HD keeps tone jump or Maha band at tonal adjustment, image degradation to a minimum. In the trace process, scanned image line contrast is improved and lines are separated in outlines and color separation lines for painting. Traceman HD supports 3 types of trace. Monotrace separates lines into 2 tones, black for outline and white for the rest. Monotrace can also extract and separate red, blue, green, or other color separation lines. The gray trace function separates the outline as grayscale lines, so you can reproduce the softness and tone of pencil drawings. Vector trace converts outlines and color separation lines separated by the monotrace. The resulting vector data allows you to reshape and correct lines. A vector traced image is resolution independent, so enlargement or reduction without image quality degradation can be done. Traceman HD has convenient functions for scanned image tone adjustment. It has 14 types of filters, including sharpen, blur, and auto contrast. Traceman HD allows dedicated adjustment layers for tone adjustment. Using adjustment layers, you can undo changes without affecting the original image. Traceman HD includes retouch tools for correcting images. The dust filter removes small noise that appears on monotraced in-betweens. The stamp function selects a color or a part in one place of the image and copies it to another place. With the blur function, you can blur just the parts you rubbed with the mouse. This is convenient for correcting scratches or dirt, or smoothing an uneven painting. Traceman HD is a scanning and tracing application that supports vector tracing and 48-bit scanning.